Hi, I'm Blake Lively from Gossip Girl, and you're online with the CW Source.
Hi, and this morning we are with Blake Lively from Gossip Girl.
Woo.
It's exciting. It's exciting. And not just Blake, but Blake's dog Penny as well. Welcome to CW Source. So the first question is, did you watch the premiere, and did the whole cast watch the premiere together last week?
Well, some of our cast was working, so those of us who weren't working, we watched it together. I watched it with Chase, Nate, Penn, Dan, and Matthew, who plays Dan's father. It was cool. It felt real this time, which was because we've seen the pilot a few times, but seeing it with commercials and all that, it was
the way other people were seeing it.
Yeah, it was really strange.
Was it the first time that you've seen yourself on TV?
Yes.
And
yes.
Did people call you? Did your family call you? Say,
I got a lot of text messages from friends.
Of course, text.
Yeah. So it was strange.
Now, last week Leighton was here.
Oh,
and
really?
we asked Leighton. Oh, yeah, of course.
I didn't know that.
Said, dishing the dirt, and we'd asked her about the atmosphere on the set.
Mm-hmm.
We asked if there a resident prankster, and we had a thought maybe it was Ed, but she thought a little bit, and she said no, it's Blake.
Yeah.
So how would you respond to that?
Well, it's true.
Oh.
I think anybody on the cast would tell you I'm not just like prankster. I make really great, incredible, involved pranks.
Really?
Very thought out, yes.
Any that you'd like to
No,
describe?
because then they'll know what it is. Because they're of course going to be on the CW Source tonight.
Of course.
Watching my interview.
You're not going to do a prank right now, right?
No.
Okay, good.
No.
It's like the dog wasn't going to pop up and be Dan or something like that. So
No, we always do tell reporters on set though, because her name is Penny and she's a little tiny teacup frilly dog. So if people come on set, they're like, "Oh, whose dog is that?" We say it's Penn's dog, which is already awful. And then they say, "Oh, what's its name?" We say Penny. So it makes him seem like this narcissistic Paris Hilton dude.
Which is completely not like him
Not
at
like
all,
him at
so
all.
Very funny.
Very much like him, Antoine.
Okay.
It's an inside joke. He'll watch it. No.
And now that you guys, you're all here, you're all living in New York now. I know
Yes.
I've heard everybody ask you the question about living in New York. But
Yeah.
compared to LA, what's it like working in New York versus working in LA?
It's really great. You know, you get to walk everywhere. It's just living in this city. I don't know. It's so great because the job is only a few blocks away. We were shooting on these cobblestone streets in the meatpacking district the other day. I wanted a cup of coffee, so I just went over to Pastis. It's so nice to have that. In LA, you have to drive everywhere. It's so hot. And I don't know, just looking around and seeing New York around you. It's just so magical. It makes work that much more exciting.
It's true. Did it affect your character, the way you portray your character when you got here and you sort of felt the vibe?
Definitely, yeah. You don't really know what it's like until you're here. So we were living at the Gramercy Park Hotel while we were doing the pilot. You really had to step up your game, living there with the beautiful chandeliers and all of that. But it's really great. It's beautiful. But the only other place I've shot in LA is at a veterans hospital, an old shut down, dilapidated hospital. So it's definitely really neat.
Veterans Hospital, the Gramercy Park Hotel.
It's definitely much nicer. Yeah,
it's definitely nice. I know we had seen you on set. When you were filming at the Plaza Hotel, the scene from, I think, the third
Palace.
episode. Yeah, the Palace, exactly. So right, the New York Palace, yeah.
Yes.
So, but you guys looked like you had a great time.
Oh my gosh, it's so great. And the guy who is in charge of media at the Palace, Pete, gives me 20-layer crepe cakes and these amazing chocolate desserts. He brings me a platter of desserts every time we work there. It's so exciting.
It's always good to look forward to.
Yeah.
Do you change your approach when you're acting for television? I know in Sister of the Traveling Pants, and you've been in a couple of movies, Accepted, and some others. When you do a movie versus when you do a TV show, is it a different approach as far as acting goes?
Well, it's different in the sense that you're in a movie, your character has an arc that takes 3.5 months, and you know exactly what that's going to be. But with a show, you don't know where they're going to go, and so you give a little less story-wise. But it's a difficult balance because you have to have complexities and change throughout each episode and make a progression through the course of the season, but you don't know where you're going. So you can't give too much, but yet you still have to be interesting. So it's weird.
It seems incredibly hard because you're talking about sort of continuity and maintaining that continuity over weeks and weeks.
Yeah, and if you make a big change, then it's like, well, where do you go from there?
Sure,
so.
Sure. And with Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, you're not going to do the sequel, and you're going to get a chance to develop that character further.
Yes.
Do you look to develop Serena in that same way as the...
Definitely. Well, I mean, it's very different. The sequel that we just out of Sisterhood, I was dealing with my mother's suicide and emotional wreck the whole time. So that was slightly.
What do you access for that to help you play that role?
I just had really great actresses working alongside me. I've worked with Blythe Danner, played my grandmother, and Shohreh Aghdashloo, who was nominated for an Oscar for House of Sand and Fog. So just having them just was really great. Inspiring.
And growing up, I know that you've grown up on sets your whole life. Your whole family is they're all actors?
Yes.
Is that it?
True story.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think that kind of familiarity has helped you become a lead actress?
Oh, I don't know. Growing up around it made me not want to do it. I had no idea what I wanted to do for a living, but I knew it wasn't acting. But then my brother thought I would love it, and I started doing it, and I did love it. And so it's never really been, the only thing that I learned growing up on sets was how great craft service was. I never really hung around for the acting part of it. So I don't think, I mean, I come to them to help me for roles when I get roles. So that definitely helps me.
Sure.
But other than that.
And choosing roles. What's your favorite part of the craft service table with Candy? What treat?
It depends. Sometimes, there's not such good craft service on set at certain sets, but sometimes
Goldfish.
It's really good.
Yeah. Exactly,
Yeah. No, that's not so good.
No. But here they have, I've seen, like in New York, again, because they're filming on the street all the
Yeah.
time, you walk past productions and you see craft service tables with chocolate crepes and croissants.
Oh,
and all sorts of,
That stuff makes me excited. When we did the first Sisterhood, they used to make homemade fried chicken and biscuits and put honey on it and like come and hand that to you at 1 o'clock in the morning when you've been working all day. That was really nice.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
Well, it's a very, very hard thing to deal with. A lot of temptation. Music also, just change subject a little bit. Music's a huge part, an element of Josh Schwartz's shows.
Yes.
VOC. Have you picked up any new favorites with some of the music that they're using for the show?
Yeah, well, I'm always trying to pick Josh's brain with music because he knows all the unknown bands. He's really, really great with it. But there were a lot of people that I never heard before the show.
Sure.
Silver Sun Pickups, is that right?
Yeah.
And Cold War Kids.
Sure.
Yeah, they were good.
Two great
I like
bands.
them. Yeah.
Two very good
But
bands.
lots of Justin Timberlake. I don't know who that is. I don't know if you guys know him, but
I'll
he's
look
kind
him
of
up.
new.
Oh, yeah.
But he's really talented. You guys should look him up.
Yeah. I think the Google will probably help.
Yeah,
me,
the
I think,
Google might.
Any other music favorites?
See, I love old. I always listen to like Edith Piaf and Billie Holiday and Chet Baker.
Great.
Yeah, but I listen to Feist and Nouvelle Vague and
So
I like some
everywhere.
soul music.
Nice.
Some D'Angelo.
And we've read that you have a sea urchin in your
No.
somewhere.
Yeah.
You got it filming a movie. How did that happen?
I had to jump off a 25-foot cliff into the ocean. Whilst on crutches, I didn't have the crutches while I jumped off, but I was hobbling. And I jumped off, and they were so happy because I didn't hurt my knee more. And I was crawling out, and I stepped on a sea urchin somehow. Really painful. The needles went. I had like 30 sea urchin needles in my foot, and the doctor picked them out just there. They're poisonous, so they sting. And he just picked them out there, no painkiller, no nothing. He was just taking them out with a tweezer, and they were hitting me in the head. The producers were hitting me in the head while I did it because they said that's what they do to. My co-star Amber Tamlin was like, they do this to dogs in the vet when they have to give them shots. They hit them to distract them. So Amber and the producers are smacking me in the face, which is jolting this doctor. And then he's like, I can't get the rest of them out because they're lodged too deep. He's like, I need a scalpel and antiseptic, or I can just get a steak knife at the restaurant next door. It was awful.
To take the leg off, or is that
to
just
get the sea urchins out? I don't know. And then I found out he wasn't even a real doctor. He was a chiropractor.
Wow. And where were you? What country were you in?
Greece.
Well, in Greece, a chiropractor could do surgery. Are you kidding?
Well, apparently. But I had sea urchins like sticking out of my foot for a while, but they're still kind of there, but they're not so painful.
Do you have any battle scars from Gossip Girl?
It's on my heart. No battle scars from Gossip Girl. We don't do anything but like dress nice.
Well, and we don't let sea urchins into New York City. So
We don't,
yeah,
that's good.
At all. No, we
That's
have,
good.
we have custom setup, the whole Homeland Security thing. So you have nothing to fear as far
Oh,
as that
good,
goes.
good. Yeah, Gossip Girl's not so physical. It's just the emotional blows of the character. Sometimes hard because you do the scenes with the people and you have to be so mean to each other. And then after you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Is that hard to do? Because you guys are so friendly.
Yeah,
right?
it's hard. Leighton and I are always laughing about how funny it is that we have to be mean to you. And then after, we hug and say, I'm sorry for being mean.
Let's see.
Those are our only battle wounds.
Wow. Well, that's
Yeah.
cool. Well,
They're good.
well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
spending time. Thank Penny when you.
You're welcome.
I mean, later she seems to be sleeping right
She
now.
has her butt to you guys
I mean,
now.
it's very cute. Well, thank you, Blake Lively. This is
Thank
Blake
you.
Lively from Gossip Girl. I'm Doug Benoni. This is CW Source.